Empathy is the highest of human emotions. If you are what's called an empath, you have reached that evolutionary state of the soul where you can comprehend this magic that we call human existence. We are here to enter that oneness consciousness, not separate ourselves through what we eat, what we're doing, our choices. No, focusing on the love, focusing on the empathy that creates more of that unity consciousness. That's what the life is all about. This word gets tossed around a lot, empathy, are you an empath? And that's because this great awakening is happening on planet Earth right now. This shift into the 5D, this new paradigm is available to us on planet Earth right now. So you have to really understand the detox part first, right? Like getting this temple into a place where it can handle that energy. In high school, like I said in the past, I was very toxic. My thoughts, everything that I was doing, the food that I was eating was creating more toxicity in my life. It wasn't until I started doing yoga, started meditating and understanding this infinite self where I started to understand that my body was simply not in a place to handle this energy. Think of it like a radio, right? Like an antenna coming off that radio. You got to dial into that particular station to listen to that radio that you want, that type of music, right? So I really was listening to really bad music and my vibration was extremely low, and it wasn't until I started doing yoga, meditating, getting into raw foods, getting into just being vegan. What is that like? What does it mean to be compassionate? I started awakening these higher chakras, and now I can't go back. Now it's something that I love to talk about because I want to be that change. I want to be an example for others that are on this path, because we're all awakening. We're all awakening to this awareness that we are one. This unity consciousness is real. Tap into it. Tap into it with your practice, with whatever makes you feel complete, whatever that makes you feel whole, right? For me, it's yoga. When I do these yoga postures, when I meditate, when I'm doing these affirmations and mantras, it really activates that infinite part of myself. My empath journey has been lots and up and downs. You know, like I said, it started at a really young age for me, and then through toxins and poor lifestyle choices, those intuition and that activated, mind really got quiet. And it wasn't until I started unschooling or deprogramming a lot of that where I started to really activate this part of myself again. Seeing colors, telepathy, really just being empathetic, right? I can feel people's emotions. I can feel what they're experiencing. I can feel what they're experiencing right in front of me, and I take that on and I use that for my health coaching. I use that for everything in my waking life. You don't even have to use words, right? That's the thing, is you start perceiving through this veil. In yoga we call this Maya. It's an illusion. You got to pierce through that veil, pierce through this illusion of the physical waking 3D reality and tap into this infinite self, this 5D centered consciousness, which is right here in the heart. Empathy equals heart-centered beings, right there. That's the best way to understand this, is when you activate the heart chakra, when you get in tune with that higher self, you are living as an empath, right? This isn't for everybody. This is just something that's going to be a gradual process on planet Earth, because this is our potential. The question is, are you using it? Are you using this to help others? So I was living, a very regular standard American life. It wasn't until getting really deep into those transcendental states of meditation where I could fully realize who I am and how I can benefit mankind. That's when this empathy came online. That's when I started to really start perceiving through that veil, right? Everything that you see on the surface had to go through this material existence and happen on the physical world, through the astral realms, through this causal plane, before it can enter the physical dimension. And I can see all the layers of that. I can see the layers of reality, everything going simultaneously into existence. We are living all three parallel universes right now. Question is, what are you tapping into? Those empathetic qualities of being an empath are going to get you in line with that higher self, with all the stuff that I talk about right here on my channel, with everything that I do falls in line with being an empath. Your actions, right? This is karma. That's why it's called karma yoga. You have to do a selfless service. We're talking about how to enter into the stage of the empath. If you're frustrated, if you feel like you don't belong and you're going against the grain, you're an empath. I guarantee it, because you got to understand the majority of the consciousness on the world right now, the planet itself, is very low vibration, right? It's only a small percentage of us that is awakening. We have to be that change, be the example for others. And that is centered in the heart. That is centered in being an empath. Why do you think this is happening, okay? Ask yourself that question. For me, I can feel where I picked up just where I left off before in a previous life. We don't need to be specific about what lifetime it was. What I'm telling you is I am pure spirit soul. I can transfer this information through my spirit. This is going to continue forever. We are infinite. We are immortal. The empath is the highest of human evolution. So that's how this works on the evolutionary scale with the chakra system. So most people are basically living in those first two chakras, survival and procreation. That's it. They're just circulating and circulating in those two chakra energy centers. Now, slowly over time, you awaken the power center, you get into the heart chakra, the throat, the Anya chakra, you activate this whole Kundalini, all right? When this happens, a lot of you have already experienced this, and that happens very gradually. It doesn't have to be this automatic shift. So many people are living in a very limited reality of the true potential. And what do I mean by that? The heart is where the magic is. So empathy equals you realizing that we are one. We are here for this highest good of all. We are in the light, shining the light on people so we can get them out of the darkness, experience their truth. This is going to happen one way or another. Like I said, this is the evolutionary scale of mankind. We are here on planet Earth to learn just that, how to really immerse ourselves in unconditional love. The more we can do that, the more these old layers are crumbling right before us. You know, that old relationship that isn't serving you anymore, that breakup that was terrible, all of those things, that's your higher self guiding you into this unconditional love frequency, getting you out of those lower vibrations. Like I said, I'm living it just like you. I'm not some guru, I'm not somebody that's enlightened. I'm telling you right now that I'm just like you. I experienced all of this in high school, in the public school system. I had really terrible toxic relationships. I had people in my life that were constantly pushing me down, telling me that I was different, blah, blah, blah. And I got harassed and bullied most of my life. Middle school, you name it. I got terrible stories that I could share with you. The point I'm getting at is that was the fire, right? That was the fire that the universe put me in so I could really transform. That suffering brings us closer to our heart. That's what opens up this doorway to the heart. I have so much compassion for the beings that, you know, treated me poorly in the past. Why? Because it's karma. I understand karma. I understand these universal laws. We are all bound to them. So it's wonderful looking back. Obviously during the time that I experienced all of that, it wasn't the best. It wasn't very, you know, it wasn't comfortable, that's for sure. There was a lot of nights where I was complaining to family and I didn't fit in and I wanted to go to different schools, and you really have to understand that that fire is exactly what we need to get those impurities out of our system, right? All of the judgments, all of the things that, you know, are not serving the collective humanity need to go. They need to leave right now. Otherwise, we're just going to be in that old way, circulating the energy in those two chakras. Like I said, we need to expand our perception of what it means to be human. That's what we're here to do, to anchor in this new earth, to be a part of the light. So thank you all, this High Vibe Tribe. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the change in your life. Thank you for being an empath. Thank you for showing the world that you have courage. I truly want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, this is something that all mankind will eventually wake up and realize. And those people in your life that are still stuck in lower vibration, it's all good. Let them sleep. They're gonna wake up eventually. Until next time, guys, much love.